I'm really excited about this next panel because it's going to be, I think it's going to be kind of an intimate conversation. It's a one-on-one conversation. It's going to be led by Jake Nordland, who is the features editor at ESI. So I know that he's been thinking about and preparing for this one for a long time. So Jake, if you'd like to join us. And Jake is going to be on a one-on-one conversation with Sam Turkbas, who is the Senior Director and Commissioner for EA Sports FC. So please welcome them as they discuss the future of EA Sports FC 24. Thank you guys.
Hey everyone, welcome to this panel. Thank you for coming, for joining us. I think we're going to have a short video to play for you, but short bit of introductory context first for those who don't know. EA Sports FC is the latest release in the football sports simulation video game franchise previously known as FIFA. So EA Sports FC 2024 is the latest release. It just came out, and the first under the new branding. So we're going to be talking today about the future of the esports ecosystem around the game. And I think we have a video to show you first.
My name is Diogo Jota. This game is my entire life. People might think it comes naturally, but you have to work every single day to focus your mind and body. You got to live it. You got to breathe it. You got to give it everything. Now, I'm gonna take it to the next level. It's time to play. My dream is to get to the very top, like these guys. Destiny is in my hands, because this is my moment to pick my squad and get closer to glory. This is FC Pro. Welcome to the club.
That's great, thank you. So I'm joined today by Sam Turkbas, who is the Senior Director and Commissioner of EAFC at EA Sports. So, Sam, welcome. I guess a good place to start is just a very, very brief overview of what's changed in the new game.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here. And when we think about EA Sports FC and the evolution from where we were with a great partner in FIFA over the last 25 years, it really offers us the opportunity to bring some new experiences to players, and then from an esports perspective, to build a new platform for players to showcase their skill and for the fans of the game and fans of the esport to interact with. So we're really excited for this season. We've actually launched our online competition to start the season literally the day the game launched. So we're really engaging players right from day one, and we've seen a substantial increase in registrations for our esports program, which is awesome. And then we've also seen an increase in tournament participation. So first tournament last year versus this year, due to the timing and the structure we've created, more than a tenfold increase in the amount of players participating in our first competition. So when we think about FC as an opportunity, it offers an opportunity from an esports perspective for EA to control the entirety of the competition and to create something really compelling and explainable to fans. And it offers the opportunity for us to deeply integrate our most important partners, whether that's brand partners or league partners, into our program. So that overall proposition is what FC means to us.
Right. And I think the elephant in the room here that I think a lot of people will be thinking about is obviously the split from FIFA. I think it's fair to say that most people will know the game as FIFA. Even a lot of people that don't play the game will know it as FIFA. So I guess my question for you is, what are the key challenges and the key opportunities for EA Sports FC under its new branding?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the challenge when you create a new brand is to make sure that you have the brand awareness to drive the engagement that you want. And thankfully, we have great partnerships across the world of football, Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, many other league partners, many clubs. We also have tremendous partnership with our first-party platforms like Sony that really help us drive the awareness of that rebrand across the board. So challenge is to make sure people are aware and can come over to that new brand, and I think we've done a very effective job at that. In the market, there's not a lot of confusion about what EA Sports FC is, which is the best football simulation game on the market. And so the opportunities from an esports perspective are to streamline the program to make it a lot simpler for us to explain to fans. Our research really showed that we had a very complicated program. There was lots of opportunities for players to jump in and compete, but from a fan experience, a fan journey, which is really important, it was very difficult to follow. And so simplifying around a 1v1 competitive program, which is how most people experience EA Sports FC, making sure that we're playing the right game mode and Ultimate Team, which is where the top competitors want to play, and most of the competitors compete in, were some of the opportunities we had. And then finally, which we're really excited about, is that EA will, for the first time, be able to host the championship for our game. And we'll be doing that over next summer with $1 million prize pool.
And we'll get a bit more about the actual esports structure a bit later. But I first wanted to say, while you've broken from FIFA, you've got a number of new partnerships, most notably PepsiCo, Nike, and PlayStation. So yeah, can you tell me a bit about those and how they fit into the esports side of things?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we thought about the opportunity we had as a company and as a brand to go find partners that really understood us and wanted to drive the same positive behaviors around user acquisition and user engagement, we know that some partners that we couldn't work with before were on the table. And we're really excited about our partnership with Nike and Pepsi. Pepsi and Nike are both going to be part of the esports program, and how we view that as a brand are really as value adds for those partners. So when we think about a brand partnership at a wide level, making sure that the esports can support the wider brand objectives of EA Sports FC, to bring those partners along for the ride and really allow them to reach the audiences that they're looking to reach and the demographics we have, I think is an important consideration. So it's not just about being the key thing that's driving that relationship. It's about being another level in the wider portfolio that we can use to bring those partners along. Right,
that's really interesting. So you don't see them as standalone esports partnerships. They're EAFT partnerships, and esports is one sort of aspect of that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how we see them. And then when we think about a partner like Sony, who has a very wide-reaching relationship with EA across EA Sports FC, we do actually look at that a little bit differently because they are a bespoke esports partner. So our tournaments are played exclusively on PlayStation 5. We've had a close to 6-year partnership with Sony, and we've been able to do some really cool things around their tournament platform and game, and really creating opportunity for your average user to go and experience competition within the title through integration of the Sony tournament platform in both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And that's something that we think is really exciting because they're also going out and creating relationships with some of our biggest partners like La Liga and building that relationship. And we're seeing a lot of synergy there where PlayStation is supportive across the board of everything we're doing with all of our league partners. And one of our biggest licensing partners is also UEFA Champions League. They're a partner of Champions League. So they're the exclusive sponsor or the lead sponsor of the eChampions League program, which is exciting, and they spend a lot of effort engaging the community through the tournament tool enabled by our esports partnership within the game. And we just see a lot of additional opportunity with partners like that that we can really build really cool experiences for fans that go beyond esports, but still live in that competitive gaming space.
Okay, going back to the esports side of things really quickly. Coinciding with the launch of EAFC 2024, which was, I think, the 29th of September. You also revealed your new look esports ecosystem for the game going forward. Can you tell me a bit about what that looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So the game actually, funny enough, has many release dates. The 29th is the street date, but a lot of players come in, especially our esports players, come in earlier than that during the early release period. We started registrations right when that early release period started, and our competition is built really around 3 different stages. The first one is the EA Run competition, and that will go from October through January. We have an awesome broadcast product called FC Pro Open that'll feature 20 of the top players. We have a qualifier for that coming up in just a couple weeks here in London with 64 players who have been competing through a ladder and online qualifiers to earn that spot. So we're really excited to bring that studio show and that qualifier to London, and a live audience experience for our championship, which will be in early February. So that's the first part of the season. The second part of the season is really driven by our league partnerships. EA Sports FC is the most authentic football simulation product in the market, and we have incredible partners across many different dimensions, including Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, MLS, Serie A, League One, and all of those partners also run esports programs. So we wanted to give them the time without interference from EA Run competition so that EA could help tell the story of all those different leagues. So ePremier League just announced a couple days ago, and you're going to see all of our top tier league partners announcing their specific program details over time. In total, EA Sports FC Pro has about 30 league partners, 30 separate domestic competitions around the world, and then 2 confederation partners in CONMEBOL, where we run the E-Libertadores, and UEFA, where we run the E-Champions League. So there's an incredible variety of programs out there for players to compete in, and I think it's a really has a lot of depth and breadth to the overall ecosystem. And then finally, our last moment is the championship, which will be fed by the EA competition and our league partner competition.
Now, the new esports ecosystem has, I think it's fair to say, quite a predominant focus on league partners, what you call your league partners. And that's something that's sort of seen some criticism from the community, because instead of traditional esports organizations, a lot of the slots are going to be going to league partners like the Premier League and other domestic national leagues. I guess, yeah, how would you respond to that, and where do you see the space for traditional esports organizations in the EA Sports FC ecosystem going forward?
Yeah, it's a really fair question. And esports teams have been an important part of our program for a long time, and there still is room and opportunity for them to compete in the FC Pro Open. At the same time, part of our strategy for the wider game was to make sure that our biggest and most authentic partners have the opportunity and desire to invest in the esports space. And we think that we're a rare game that offers the opportunity to really bridge the gap between the real world on-field product and our product in the game. And so creating the opportunity and desire for that investment was part of our strategy, and that exclusive window for the league partners was part of that. And you start to see some of the seeds of that strategy growing. Man City Esports is a great partner for us, and they've signed arguably one of the best players in the program with Tex. And they announced that just a few days ago, and they've also invested in 2 other players across their portfolio. Another at Man City and Matthias, and then one player for New York City FC, an international player coming to the U.S. to compete in EMLS. So yeah, I think it's a fair point. At the same time, we think that we have a real opportunity with our club partners and our league partners to really grow the program in a different direction over time, while still retaining some opportunities for traditional esports clubs or FC-specific esports clubs to compete.
Thank you. I'm aware we have to wrap up soon, so just one final question for you. When you announced the new esports ecosystem, you called it the biggest ever program of football esports. And EA, which also runs Apex Legends, has also sort of expanded that scene recently. So I guess just to conclude, what is EA's sort of esports ambitions going forward?
EA's esports ambitions are really actually simple. It's to create incredible experiences for fans of those games to engage at a deeper level. We've been called a lot of things at EA, competitive gaming entertainment. We've ran some really cool programs in the past. One of them was like the Stay and Play Cup, right when COVID started, that we were able to engage all of our league partners in and create some really cool competitions. However, we've really aligned on an esports level that our best position is to be a brand catalyst for our primary brand. So driving deeper engagement in FC, driving deeper engagement in Madden, driving deeper engagement in Apex for players who are already there. So esports not necessarily being a acquisition tool, but an engagement tool, and making sure that we're creating content that's really relevant to people who are already playing those games. So we have some cool things to announce as part of our first event that we haven't quite brought out yet, that we think will allow us to create content that's actually really relevant for an Ultimate Team player. And we hope that we can use that type of content to engage them deeper in the esports, and also make sure the esport is something they can't miss, because it's going to help them become more competitive when they're playing the game themselves.
That's really interesting, thank you. And it's a very interesting time going forward for the game. Yeah, thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much.